All right, let's dive into something pretty cool.
Okay.
We're headed to Pakistan, to their tech scene.
Oh, cool.
Specifically, we're looking at this thing called Future Fest 2025.
Okay.
It's a huge tech conference, kind of like their version of CES, held in Lahore this year.
Okay. Yeah.
And we're going to be looking at it through the lens of the Virtual University of Pakistan.
BUP.
Yeah, VUP,
Right,
exactly.
Our
So Future Fest.
yeah.
Imagine this massive conference packed with innovators, industry leaders,
Mm.
even social media influencers,
I see. Yeah.
all about the future of tech.
And this really shows how Pakistan is becoming, a major player in tech globally, right?
Right.
Like their government has been pushing this digitalization thing and events like this show. It's working.
Exactly. And our main source for this deep dive is a YouTube video from VUP's channel, all about their time at Future Fest.
I see.
And what's interesting is they're calling themselves, like, leaders in online learning. They even say they're revolutionizing education.
Bold claim.
It is a big claim.
To get that, we need to know what VUP even is.
Yeah.
It's a fully online university. All their degrees are digital. And what's crazy, they've been doing this for over 2 decades.
Yeah. That is a long time.
Way before online learning was, the thing it is now.
Exactly. 22 years. That's like way back.
Right.
So in this video, you see them at Future Fest showing off their platform.
Mm-hmm.
And they're really pushing accessibility, affordability, and how convenient it is.
Mm.
And their booth is just like swamped.
Really?
Students, professionals, even families,
Wow.
all checking out what VUP offers.
So they're not just after, like, the usual college kids then.
Yeah.
They're going for a way bigger audience.
Yeah, anyone who maybe doesn't have the time or the money for a regular university.
Makes sense.
And they really emphasize this asynchronous learning thing.
Asynchronous?
Yeah, so you can, like, learn on your own time.
Okay.
You're not tied to class times. You study whatever, wherever you can.
That's got to be appealing to a lot of people these days, right?
Right. Our lives are so busy.
Yeah.
But, the big question is,
What's that?
does asynchronous learning actually work?
Good point.
Like, it sounds convenient, but does the quality of education suffer?
Yeah, that's the thing.
There are different learning styles,
Right.
and VUP doesn't really get into how they teach.
So we don't know if they actually cater to all those different ways of learning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then there's the whole social aspect.
Oh, right. Like the community.
Yeah, traditional universities have that,
Yeah.
networking, meeting people, mentors.
Uh-huh.
Can you really get that online?
That's one of the biggest knocks against online learning, isn't it?
It is.
That potential for being isolated.
Right.
VUP does mention they have these online forums and study groups, trying to build some community, I guess.
Yeah, but it's hard to say if that can really replace real-life interaction.
Right. It's just not the same.
And then they drop this this kind of bombshell.
Oh, what's that?
They say online education might be the only way forward because of how expensive everything's getting.
Wow.
Like, living costs are going up. Traditional education is pricey.
Yeah.
It's a bold statement, right?
It is.
Are they saying traditional schools are becoming obsolete?
I mean, it's provocative for sure. Maybe a bit of marketing hype.
Yeah.
But they're tapping into a real issue.
Right.
Education costs are a problem globally.
They are.
So maybe VUP isn't the only solution, but they're saying they're a cheaper option.
Okay. So they're pushing accessibility, affordability.
Yeah.
And they've been doing this for over 2 decades.
That's a lot of experience.
It is. And they talk about being in this cyberspace.
Cyberspace.
Yeah, almost like their own world online.
Interesting choice of words.
It is, right.
It sounds so futuristic.
Yeah.
Kind of mysterious even.
Yeah,
It's like they're not just offering online courses, they're making a whole new learning environment.
Exactly. And
Wow.
they've been in this cyberspace for a while.
I wonder what that's been like. Like, think about how much technology has changed,
Yeah.
How students learn differently now.
Right.
How the job market views online degrees.
Yeah.
It's also different from 20 years ago.
Totally.
So for VUP to still be around, they must have adapted,
They must have.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder what they've learned along the way.
Right. Like, have they figured out the secret sauce of good online education?
Yeah, like what are the takeaways from their journey?
Well, this video doesn't really get into specifics, but we can kind of guess, right?
Yeah.
One thing they probably learned is how important student support is.
Oh, that makes sense.
In a normal university, you've got professors, TAs, advisors.
Right.
VUP probably had to build something similar online.
Yeah, so students don't feel lost.
Exactly. You got to guide them through.
Okay, that makes sense. And thinking about it from the student side,
Yeah.
what are the good things about learning in VUP's cyberspace?
Oh, good question. Besides, like, the flexibility and the cost, obviously. Yeah, yeah.
One thing could be personalized learning, you know,
Hmm.
digital platforms. They can tailor stuff to each student.
Right. Cater to their learning style.
Exactly. Imagine like modules that adjust as you learn or AI tutors giving you feedback.
Whoa, that's like next level.
It is futuristic, and it could solve that problem of online learning being too generic, you know?
Yeah, that's true. But even with all that cool tech,
Yeah.
can VUP really compare to like a big name university?
That's the thing. Traditional schools still have a certain,
Yeah. Prestige.
prestige, exactly,
Yeah.
especially in some fields.
Right.
But how people see online degrees is changing.
Yeah, more and more good universities are doing it.
Right, the stigma's going away.
And honestly, in today's job market, skills matter more than just a fancy degree.
Yeah. FutureFest proves that.
Right. It's all about innovation, tech skills.
Exactly. It's not just about where you went to school.
So VUP fits right in.
Yeah, they're saying, hey, we're getting students ready for the future.
Yeah.
Exactly. A future where online skills are key. And they're getting attention.
Yeah.
In the video, their book is packed.
Oh.
People want to know about their programs.
Smart move being at FutureFest then.
It is, right.
Yeah.
They connect directly with their audience.
Build brand awareness.
Right. Become leaders in online learning, especially in Pakistan.
Yeah, makes sense.
So we've talked about VUP's experience, the pluses of their online model,
Yeah.
their strategy at FutureFest. But let's bring it back to, the listener.
Yeah, good idea.
What does all this mean for their education?
Right. Whether you're a student, someone working, or just curious about learning.
Yeah, VUP's story has some good lessons.
It does. It shows how important flexibility is in learning now.
Right, going to a campus for 4 years.
Yeah.
Might not be for everyone.
Exactly. Online learning, with its personalization and access, is a real option.
It is, but we got to be smart about it.
Oh, for sure. Not all online programs are the same.
Right. You got to research.
Do your homework. See if it fits your learning style.
And see if the school's any good, if they'll support you.
Exactly. That's where VUP's experience comes in,
Yeah, 20 years of doing this.
They must have learned a lot about what works and what doesn't.
Right. They've had to keep up with technology.
New student needs.
Yeah, a changing job market.
Their story shows online learning is here to stay.
It's not a fad.
No. It's shaping how we learn.
And as tech gets even better,
Online learning will just keep getting bigger and better.
it will. But with all this talk about tech and stuff,
Yeah.
there's one question I keep coming back to.
What's that?
Can learning online really be the same as going to a university?
Good question.
Like, what are we losing in this move to digital learning?
Yeah, what are we missing out on?
Yeah.
That's the core of it, right? We get this flexibility, learning's easier to access. But what about all the good stuff you get from a campus?
Right. Like meeting different people, having those late night study sessions.
Yeah, those can turn into real friendships.
Exactly. Or having a professor who really pushes you to think differently.
It's hard to get that online.
Yeah. And don't forget hands-on learning.
Oh, right. Labs, internships, all that.
Can VUP really offer those in their cyberspace?
Yeah, the video doesn't say.
It's a good question. And this brings up a bigger point.
What's that?
Is it really traditional versus online? Or can we find some middle ground?
Like a hybrid.
Yeah, use the best of both.
Interesting.
Imagine students choosing what mix of online and in-person they want.
Oh, that's cool. Get the flexibility of online, but still have some of that classroom experience.
Exactly. And VUP with their 22 years of online.
They might be the ones to figure this hybrid thing out.
Yeah. So wrapping up our look at VUP and Pakistani tech.
What's the takeaway for the listener?
Yeah, what should they be thinking about, whether they're students or just interested in the future of learning?
I think the big thing is learning is changing.
It's not static anymore.
It's fluid, it's personalized.
And technology is a huge part of that.
It is the old way of just sitting in lectures.
Yeah.
It's not enough anymore.
You got to be more active, find different viewpoints, learn new skills all the time.
Exactly. The world's changing fast.
And that means a change in mindset for everyone.
Yeah, be open to trying new things, keep learning throughout your life.
And figure out how to combine online and offline learning.
Right, find that balance.
So whether you're a student, working, or just curious about what's next, VUP's story shows what's possible.
It does. The future of learning is full of exciting stuff.
And challenges, too.
Definitely, but one thing's for sure.
What's that?
We're just getting started.
That's a great way to put it. This learning journey, it's just beginning.